In today's video, I'll be playing Aroma in the Duelist Cup. Very quickly, the core goal of the deck is to whip out a Sweet Marjoram alongside a Magnolia, which she's going to make you protected from card effect destruction, and the Sweet Marjoram will make you completely untargetable. So not only are you untargetable and indestructible by card effects, but the Magnolia is going to boost you up to 3,000 to 4,000 plus attack, so they're not going to even be able to attack into you. But wait, what about you, Belle? Well, our life points is going to very easily be over 15,000, 17,000 plus, which combos up well with the Dried Winds. The Dried Winds is going to be able to wipe out the entire opposing field of monsters if we have enough life point gained. In addition to that, we could also destroy a face-up monster the opponent controls when we gain life. Also, when we gain life, the Marjoram will trigger to pop a card in the field, back or monster. And if we have the other Marjoram, we could banish multiple cards from the opponent's graveyard. Also, we have the Blessed Winds, which will be able to reborn from our grave during either turn and help us gain life to trigger our effects. We also have the ability of the Resurgent during the opponent's turn to return an opponent's monster back to the hand. And during our own turn with the Magnolia and the Rosemary, we could banish multiple cards on the field. And we consistently accomplish these plays through 14 one-card starters. We have the 3 Loki, the 3 Evil Seed, and the 3 Unexpected Die. Alongside that, we also have the 1-for-1 and a Lone Fire Blossom. We also have the protection of 12 Hand Traps, 3 Veiler, 3 Impermanence, 3 Maxi, and 3 Ash Blossom. In addition to the 14 one-card starters and 12 Hand Traps, we also have room within our 40-card deck, double Called by the Grave and Crossout Designator. So it's a super compact deck, and our main loss is going to be to Maxi. So we want to hard counter that with a nice and tight deck, being able to Ash Blossom, Crossout, or Called by the Grave it. And a lot of people also don't think about this with Maxi is if you get Maxi'd and your hand is full of hand traps, you could just end your turn on multiple disruption without giving them any additional draws. I know everyone else is playing Humid Winds, but they are not playing Aroma. They're playing Rika with Tect and Aroma, and because this is an Aroma deck, I am enjoying the Dried Winds and Blessed Winds much more. Now, let's begin. Joey, our first duel. All right, Joey, good luck going second against Plants. You are definitely going to need Maxi against us. If you don't have Maxi and we have multiple of our 14 card starters, a mix between special summoning and normal summoning, we could play through a lot of disruption. And there we go, we have Unexpected Die plus 2 bricks, but also 2 hand traps. Let's whip it out. Laurel, when sent to the graveyard, will be activating to gain life points, which is a good play with your Rosalina to special summon it from the deck. But if it's in your hand, you could discard it with the Aroma Blend. So first we're summoning our Loki to go into a Dryas. Dryas is going to be the Impermanence check. This is a big one. Nothing. All right, we're going to showcase the full combo just like this, and let's hop into it. Sunbind Sowing is going to special summon the Twin. That is going to be triggering the Dryas and the Twin on summon. You could Chain Link block the Twin from something like a Ghost Spell, even though not many people are even playing that. Dryas, after taking life point damage, even battle damage, will regain that life and then summon a monster from the extra deck right behind it. And the Twin's going to be reborning the Loki here. And now, with these, we want to be making our Jasmine. The Jasmine is not a hard once per turn on gaining life to search your deck for a plant, but she does have a hard once per turn effect of tributing a monster she's pointing to then special summon a plant from the deck. You want to turn the effect monster into a Dryas here under the Jasmine, and then you want to turn the normal monster into a healer. The healer can only be summoned through a normal monster. And because we have the Sunaval and Dryas, we can now use the healer to target it to gain life. There we go. Boost that up. Jasmine triggering. We're going to grab from the deck a Rosalina. This will be special summoned through the brand new Aroma. We're now going to be using the Jasmine to tribute off the healer. We'll leave the Dryas on the field so that we could trigger another healer play on it. We're going to summon from the deck our Ragnarika Evil Seed. This is another one-card starter, and if we open it, we could actually special summon it from the hand by discarding an insect or a plant. Insect being something like Maxi. Now we're going to banish a card after searching for 2. The Beetle is an insect, and we're now going to be whipping out the Bloom. Bloom's going to special summon the Beetle back onto the field. You have to be careful of this deck because special summoning this Beetle, which is not a plant, you can't do if you activate the effect of Rosalina to summon a plant from the deck. So there's a way where you get plant locked and you get screwed up on your main play. But we are not going to be doing that right now. But you do want to make sure that that doesn't happen when you get an awkward hand or something different. Beetle triggering, we're going to reborn the Loki. And then the Ragnarika Skeletal Soldier is going to be reborning a plant. Let's not reborn the insect, because because most of the links require plants. And now we got a link 2 plus a 1. We're going to make a Melius. 1 and a 2. Thank you. Come forth. Melius is going to be reborning the Loki back onto the field. Yep. And a lot of these combos are pretty much custom brewed because this is not really a deck. Not a lot of people are playing this. They're playing it with Rika instead. And I'm not saying this is better than Rika. This is just my way playing a more pure version of Aroma. We got the Bengal Lancer. I'm now going to go into another Jasmine. So we got 2 Jasmine, 1 in the graveyard, 1 in the field. And we're going to be summoning our second copy of the healer, which is limited to 1 in the TCG. Yep. Now, this is where I would be searching for the Laurel or the Rosalina, whichever I don't have in my hand. But since we already do, I could instead search for something like an Angelica. Angelica is going to be gaining life during either player's turn. Same thing with the Rosalina. And now we're going to be whipping out the Rosemary. Rosemary is here. We are going to be adding an Aroma blend from the deck. So we're almost at the end of the combo. Don't worry, we're almost there. We're going to add the Aroma blend, but wait, don't activate it yet. We have 2 Jasmines in the graveyard, and only with 2 we can activate the twin to banish a link to summon one of the Jasmines back onto the field. Very important. Do not mess this up. There you go, double Jasmine. That's why we could summon one of them. And now we're going to use the blend. Blend is going to discard the Laurel. I'm going to toggle on so that when the Blessed Winds comes out into the field, we're going to be activating it in response to us healing. What are we activating it for? Well, we are reborning our Jasmine from the graveyard. So this is going to ensure that we get to search our deck for 2 plants on the summon. We're going to have double Jasmine, witnessing the life point gain here for a double search. And if you were to do this before summoning the Jasmine onto the field through the effect of the twin, you would not be able to summon it because there'd only be 1 Jasmine in the graveyard if you activate Winds to reborn one of them. We are also going to be triggering the Rosemary. And with the Rosemary, we're going to special summon our Rosalina. Just the Rosalina. I'm sorry, I just had food, so I'm a little bit gassy here. Do not summon another one. Search our deck. I'm going to be searching for another Rosalina. And I could just search for another Angelica also. Yep. Now we're going to trigger the Rosalina on field to special summon from the deck a Marjoram. And now we're going to be going into the Sweet Marjoram. Sweet Marjoram is here. Very nice. And with this summon, it would activate the search for the Dried Winds, but we already have it. So now we are going to use our Aroma blend. Let's get blended. We're going to be fusing with the graveyard since we're higher life than our opponent. We could use a Dryas. I'll use a Rosalina since we have multiple copies. That's fine. To come forth and summon our Magnolia. Magnolia is here. She is top tier. And I'm going to be summoning another copy of Jasmine. We're going to be that greedy with Jasmine. So we're going to have an open spot to summon a body onto the field through the Blessed Winds, which could be the Marjoram and Grave, which would be able to banish cards in their grave. We're going to be getting rid of the Melius and a healer. Come forth. And now we can Angelica target the big body Marjoram 2000. We're going to trigger the effect. The Sweet Marjoram would pop a card in the field right now. Back row monster does not matter. Magnolia is going to get boosted a 2000 attack boost onto the entire field, which is indestructible and cannot be targeted by card effects. Now, after the boost, I'm going to grab another Rosalina. After this boost, I could use Rosalina to target the Magnolia to gain life points equal to half of her attack. 2450, holy moly. All right, let's set this all up. And let's pass. Oh my gosh. 12,000 life, we're going to gain another massive amount of life during their turn. This is nuts. Could have gained even more life. I actually made a small little oopsie. Well, you know, it would be greedy. We could use the Rosemary to banish the Angelica from the graveyard to banish our Bloom. And by banishing the Bloom, we would gain an additional 1,000 life. So let's see if that even comes into play, if that's even a big deal. But do remember that if you want to even just trigger Rosemary herself or another life point gain effect, you do have that 1,000. Any monster she's pointing to, banish your Bloom off the field. Okay, Triva Karma, sure. We got Bengal Lancer, which could return a monster back. We have pop any card on the field. Trivicarm is a quick effect, so we don't have a way to whip out the Marjoram to banish it before it would even be activatable. And unfortunately, the Marjoram is a mandatory effect when banishing, meaning it's always going to be the lower chain link to a tier limit activating the graveyard. Thus, the tier limit being on the higher chain link is not going to be stopped from summoning something like a Kick Kalos. Sure. We are untargetable. Can't imperm us, nothing. Can't dark hole us. Sure, that's activating to search on activation. Yep. Fenrir could banish our Blessed Winds, but Fenrir cannot banish any of our monsters. So maybe we could bait out a battle phase. Let's find out. If I were to activate a monster effect to trigger our Dried Winds or our Sweet Marjoram to get pop in, then it's also going to be wiping out our Blessed Winds. So I'm just going to wait. I'm waiting. Get searching, that's fine. I'll allow it. I'm not gonna even waste our imperm, I'm just gonna hold it. Hold it. So much disruption. Sure. We have to, within the main phase, spin back with the Bengal Lancer. All right, Rhino Heart. So if we chain, heal, reborn, Marjoram will activate on chain link 1. The newly sent tier limit would be on chain link 2, thus dodging the banishment. So we do not want to be doing that. We're just chilling. We're chilling. We do have the Dried Winds ready to wipe out the entire field if needed. Havnis. Okay. Havnis, get fusion summoning. I'm going to be considering imperming onto the Kick Cow. Should I hold off on using my imperms to try to just show the Aroma cards off? What do y'all think? What do you think? Tell me. It would be good to see what the deck does, yes? All right. Kick Cow, search over the Heartbeat. Heartbeat can now deal with the Blessed Winds, which we don't really need. Okay, that's fine. Blessed Winds. Oh, we got the Scream. Sure. Okay. Are we activating the Kick Cow? Do we want to deal with this? We could use the Bengal Lancer to spin back the Kick Cow if we want to, or I could just let him mill. Okay, so the field spell now is going to be able to pop cards on the field. So we could let this resolve, and then I think we actually do want to get rid of the Kick Kalos. And by getting rid of the Kick Kalos, that will trigger the Fenrir. So I think this is definitely a good opportunity to whip out the Resurgent. Yeah. Let's spin it. I will chain the Blessed Winds to the Fenrir. And, this does trigger anyway, but that's okay because it is not after a mill 5. So that is fully understood. He banished the complete wrong card. That's fine. But he's already popping my imperm, so I may as well activate anyway. I don't care about the bloom. But he thinks he has Heartbeat for Blessed Winds, which, he could get rid of the Blessed Winds and my Dried Winds. They're both pretty good. Okay, this is fine. Sure. The mill 5 could be scary because of cards like Destructible. Destructible could summon a Psychic and Punisher. That's something we definitely do want to avoid. So I could bring that up on the website here on MasterDuelMeta.com. Okay, not triggering anything. And let's bring up tier limit here. Let's type in deck types. Tierla. He's going to Sharon, summon, mill 3. I'm okay with that. And yeah, we do not want to deal with this unaffected as long as they are lower life than us. And that's going to be summonable if he could randomly get the Destructible into the graveyard, which I do not see it. He did not mill it. He's going to mill an additional 3, though. Sure. The big question is, how does he deal with an untargetable, indestructible field? How do you do it? How do you do it? We also could have used the Marjoram to pop the field spell if we want to. So we're being immensely conservative here with the Sweet Marjoram pop, the Dried Winds pop. So we're just waiting. We are waiting. So 2,050 difference. We could get that to a 4,000 life point difference to wipe away his field. It would destroy the Sharon and the Rhino. Not that we want to do that. We definitely do not. Okay. So you could pay the life point difference. You have to pay it as a cost. So we can't chain life in response to it activating. We'd have to gain life, then on a separate chain link want to whip out the Dried Winds to try to wipe out the entire field. Because we will be considering the Angelica boost to then get wiping out on their field. I'm really curious on what he could do here. Please, show me how you out this field. I would love to know. Okay, sure. Time Thief Redoer. Time Thief Redoer. Again, if I trigger the Marjoram, he could detach and, you know, afterward or in response to the same chain, it's useless to try to even stop it. Okay. Get Time Thief in. If he wants to go to the battle phase, be my guest. Okay, I don't care. Not a problem. Now, the crazy thing about an attack replay is it's only if my side of the field of monsters change. So if I Magnolia boost up my field of monsters, you can't call off your attack. Well, you could detach to stop your own attack. We're gonna boost up by plus 2,000 attack. Just like that, we're gonna be mandatorily triggering the Jasmine and the Marjoram. Even if I don't want to, I have to trigger these effects. So if we would just want to get rid of the field spell, you know, a minimal interruption to them just to let them have their way on try to dealing with our field. Because again, I'm interested. What can you do, mate? What can you do? Can't be targeted. Sure, sure. So let's get Boost in, and then you're gonna freak out, detach, and try to jump out of here. Yup. So you saw that the Sweet Marjoram could be able to pop anything. I could imperm this, it'd be a great imperm, and he would be forced to attack, so, but again, let's see what he could do. What can you do? I'm toying with my opponent in the Duelist Cup, where first place gets an invite to the World Championship. We do not care. Boost, look at that. Look at that field, Un-Targetable. We're gonna grab a, sure, we'll grab a Lone Fire, doesn't matter. Yup. You can also use the Blessed Winds to return your Link monsters back into the extra deck, in addition to just reborning. This is fine. Dried Winds could pop, but we do not want to pop a Kaleido Heart. Kaleido Heart wants to be destroyed by card effect. We do not want that. Not good. Dried Winds, you know, if we pop it, like I could pop it 2 times though. If I pop it twice, it's gone for good. So, ooh, El Shadow Winda, you toxic little fool. What the heck? Cannot be destroyed by card effects, and each player can only special summon once per turn. What are you doing? What the heck was that? Okay, end of the battle phase. Did I even Blessed Winds yet? I did not. Okay. I guess we just destroy the Fenrir during the end phase. Why not? Why not? Let's banish cards from the graveyard also. That seems pretty good. I think so. So we still have our special summon. Yup. And let's banish away his resources. Toying with our food. Is this a nice thing to do? End phase, redoer, come back, that's fine. And now, let's, in the end phase, Rosalina is going to be targeting the 4400. And we're going to chain the Blessed Winds at the cost of 1,000 life points. We're going to reborn our Marjoram. And he says heartbeat, remember? Or did he activate? I don't know. I think his heartbeat is in the back row. Yeah. So not activatable from the hand here because it is in the back row. We're going to trigger the Marjoram, banishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards from the graveyard on their turn. See, that's what we're activating. Target cards in your opponent's graveyard up to the number of Aroma monsters you control, banish them, 5, and then on our turn, banish another 5. I could return the Rosalinas in the graveyard back into the deck and then search with our Jasmine, grabbing them back. So as you saw here, I chose to minimally even disrupt my opponent. I pretty much just sat on the fact that we're large and in charge, indestructible by card effect, cannot be targeted by card effects. I whiffed my Sweet Marjoram effect on purpose, an already activated field spell. We just used a basic use of the Bangla Lancer, which I even gave him so many opportunities to activate his Kick House if we want. I didn't even flip up my Dried Winds. Dried Winds, per the life point difference, could wipe out the entire field of monsters. And also, on life point gain, it triggers to pop a monster in addition to wiping out the field. So that's 2 pops, a 3rd pop, a return back, and 2 impermanences we didn't even really use. The Melius Thrasher play open fields. What the hell is going on? People are bricking. Sure. We'll start this off with the unexpected die. Die. Yes. Ash. Max C. How many special summons to inflict lethal damage here? So, If we go into our Dryas, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? Maybe we should just do it. We do it. What do you think, Veiler? Let's just do it. Let's take the Maxi challenge. We don't care. Let's go. Unless he disrupts this, then maybe we will care. Dryas. Activate. Imperm. Veiler. Nothing. Sure. Sunvine Sowing. So. Twin onto the field. Twin for the win. Burn for 1,000. Trigger the twin. Trigger the Dryas. We're going to be summoning a healer here because we want to summon the Thrasher while we have a Link 3. Yep. Heal me up. So we're now going to be higher than the opponent's life points. Sure. And if I were to Melius with these 3, we would have 6,400 damage, not enough for game. So we instead want to make Melius with these 3. 1, 2, and 3. Melius come to me. Melius Reborn. We have a few more special summons here. 10 cards in the hand. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Thrasher get Thrashin. Thrasher gonna gain to become 3,200 attack. Negate. We're on the final summon. Are you ready? Thrasher give the ability to attack 2 times, 6,400 damage, and this is it. The final summon. Oh gosh. Can we do it? 25 plus 64. I don't feel anything. I feel nothing. There's something, there's nothing. And there you go, Maxi challenge accepted and conquered. All right. Well, now you know the turn 2 lethal play. So the Resurgent, let's say there's 2 bodies in the field. The Resurgent could spin one body back to the hand. The Thrasher could steal the other by attacking into it and then attack with that monster you stole. They're going to start this off with the Super Poly. So, are we screwed now? No, not really. That's fine. We lost the Marjoram and the Bengal Lancer. So we're now targetable. And we can't spin a monster back to the hand. But with the Blessed Winds, we could simply just reborn back our Sweet Marjoram. Oh, under the Max C, sure. And once this Sweet Marjoram hits the field, we are now going to be protected. I also missed out on another disruption we have. Through the Sweet Marjoram, we could pop a card the opponent controls after gaining life. So now, again, we're fully protected from being targeted. We can't be destroyed by card effects. We're going to use the Angelica targeting the Marjoram Engraved to trigger the effect to search, trigger the effect to pop, and trigger the effect to boost up the field. Indestructible, Un-Targetable, search in our deck, and if we gain life, we also pop with the Marjoram. We can also gain life again to pop with the Dried Winds. So let's see what else they're doing. They're going to reborn their monster back. I'm going to chain Rosalina, gaining life equal to half of the attack on the field, and watch our life points. But boost up to 17,000 life. That's going to trigger the Dried Winds now to pop a monster on the field. So we're going to flip it up, popping up that Ice Barrier, and we still have the other effect where we could, the difference of 8,000, so 9,000 attack total, we could wipe up their entire field of monsters. Absolute insanity. He swings it because he knows it's over, or at least he's going to draw a card here. Sure. And now he scoops it up as we're indestructible, untargetable. We're going to banish multiple cards during the next turn or heal. All right, cool. Let's hit him with the C. Just got to end their turn. That's it. We have double combo. So we could eat one disruption and then go to the other combo. Open field, I'm going for lethal. Even through max, well, I mean, I've crossed out Designator, so. No, I do it to you, you don't do it to me. That's how this works. And maybe he just surrenders now. Yes? Let's go. This is the Duelist Cup, so we have to try hard. We can't. No mercy, no survivors. All right. Unexpected die. Wow. Okay, imperm check. Are you ready for the imperm? Impermanence onto the Dryas into follow-up Ragnarika. Yes, this is it. Imperm. First time their field would light up. Yeah, buddy, that Veiler or imperm, both, sure. Okay, All right, that's fine. I really don't like having the Blessed Winds in my hand. That's definitely not cool. Totally not cool. All right, let's Ragnarika. Ragna eat up. Ooh, double Veiler. What the hell? Double Veil? Huh. Okay, sure. What I could do is make you surrender, yes? I can whip out the Jazz, Reborn the Seed, tribute it off, summon a Lone Fire, tribute, grab a Loki, wham bam, thick a ma'am. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Jasmine. Sealed's not lighting. No light. The light has left his eyes. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got nothing. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I'm so sorry. Summon from the deck, our Lone Fire. Lone Fire, tribute off for another Loki. The Dryas is not a hard once returned for some damn reason. Who knows why? Why did they make the Dryas activatable more than once? What kind of card design is that? That's fine. Fine by me. Dryas is here. We are top tier. Come to me. A Sunvine Sowing. And we're not going to be cringe. Oh, well, he's going to surrender. I was going to just do Thrasher Lethal. Okay, we're not doing a 20-minute turn one off of that, okay? We're going to be chill. So we have normal summon Loki into special summon Ragnarika if the Loki gets disrupted, but Maxi messes all of that up. No out to the Maxi. Let's see. Normal summon Loki. No Maxi. No Maxi. Interesting. He's waiting, maybe. If he stops the Dryas, we follow up with the Ragnarika Evil Seed. Sure. Oh, Ogre. Wow, that is interesting. Popping the Dryas. I still search for the Sunvine Sowing. Holy moly. Okay. Special summon a monster from your extra deck as long as I have an open link zone. So the Dryas doesn't have to be in the extra monster zone to make it work. Cool. Sowing, Kid Reborn for someone from the deck, but then we don't trigger a Dryas, so I'm going to Ragnarika instead. Let's discard the Angelica. And let's see where we could go from here. Let's try to get another Dryas on the fields, which doesn't have to be someone with the Loki. That's the cool part. Let's banish the Beetle. Beetle be gone, and we're going to bloom it back onto the fields. Sure. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Special summon. Beetle. Ah. What? 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 Belle? An Ogre? They're like sisters. What is this? Okay. All right. Jesus. Let's keep on going. Dryas into the Sowing. Huh. This has been quite interesting. How do we make a Ragnarika link to? It has to be including an insect, plant, a reptile. Oh, I could still summon it. Okay, sure. Twin for the win. Let's trigger. Look at this. There are 2 disruptions. Does it look like I even care? I only care about Max C. If it ain't Max C, the deck will very likely play right through it. All right. And, you know, this is why this deck is restricted in the TCG. It's too damn good. Oh my gosh.